dun, dun, dun. Oh, bole, bole. Oh, bole, bole.
I'm Margaret Fontana, and this is Rider Student Leaders. Today I have with me three guests, starting with Jeremy Hanna, Evan Dolan, and Katie Coyle. Jeremy, why don't you begin and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm a senior. My name is Jeremy Hanna. I'm a senior graduating in May. I'm a communications major with a radio and television track.
Evan, how about yourself?
Yes, I'm a senior. I'm majoring in communications, and I've been a member of the varsity wrestling team for 4 years.
Okay, Katie, how about you?
Katie Coyle, I'm a senior, and my double major in marketing and advertising.
I'm going to begin with the first question, and I'll address it to you two first. What activities or organizations are you specifically involved in, in being a rider student leader?
Well, I've been a member of the wrestling team for 5 years, but I've been varsity for 4 years. I've been nationally ranked for 3 seasons in a row. I was a 3-time conference champion, and I'm a 3-time NCAA qualifier.
Very impressive. Katie, how about you?
I also play varsity field hockey. For 2 years, I was ranked in the nation in the top 10 for goalies for save percentages. I'm also a member of Zeta Tau Alpha sorority.
Jeremy, and I hear you're a singer?
Yes, I've indulged in that area, but I've been on the orientation staff for 3 years, and I produced a talent show, which went to raise money for AIDS research. So that's where the singing comes in.
Do you think, what kind of qualities do you think it takes to be the kind of leader that you are?
Motivation, a strong sense of of who you are, knowing who you are, and just confidence, really. Confidence in your talents, your abilities, and not letting anyone tell you that you can't do what you want to do.
Okay. Evan, how about you? You think it takes the same qualities to be who you are today?
Oh yes, it just takes like a level head, a level way of thinking, along the same lines what Jeremy said. Confidence. You have to be, you have to know who you are and have confidence in your abilities and what you can do. And there shouldn't be a doubt in your mind that you can be successful in anything you pursue, whether it be wrestling or whatever.
Katie, do you feel the same way? Because I know you play field hockey. Is it the same concept? I mean, Jeremy sings, Evan plays, wrestles, and you play field hockey.
I think for balance from also being in a sorority and also being an athlete, I just think it just takes a positive attitude also. You have to want to be able to do good, and once you're gonna, that's gonna filter out to other people.
Do you think the self-confidence thing has something to do with it?
You have to have self-confidence, or people are not gonna look up to you.
Well, why do you think that the rider community lacks leaders? You know, you guys are so self-confident and you have, all these qualities. What do you think, about the fact that there is a lack of leaders here at Rider and there's only a select few?
I think there's a lackadaisical attitude. People aren't in the habit here of getting involved. They don't have their friends encouraging them. Well, can you be on this committee or get involved? There's a certain group that are always doing the same work and getting involved and being in student government in different clubs and organizations. So I don't think that they reach everyone, and the other students aren't reaching out to be involved.
What made you go more or less towards the house manager type thing instead of just going for an athletic, side? You went more towards, something that had to do with the actual rider community, like field hockey. We'll say it's athletics, but it's more or less, it seems to me like on Riders campus it's athletics, intellects or something else. And it seems to me, well, what was your reasoning for going towards the house manager?
I wanted to get involved with my peers. I liked having the responsibility. I just like being a people person and being around people, and this gave me the chance to get involved and be a leader and make policies and things like that, and decide, be in charge of people's safety.
Yeah. Jeremy, why do you think there's a lack of leadership here on campus?
Like she said, it's a group that's basically doing most of the work, and it's the outsiders who aren't inside. And I think if people opened up and let others know what they were doing and introduced them to the people that they know, I guess others will get motivated to do the work that I guess the in-crowd is doing.
Do you think there's just a lack of, it's like a lower attitude coming into the college? Like when you first come in, like you're a freshman, what do you think about that?
Yes, when I was a freshman, it seemed like the attitudes have changed. I mean, everyone goes home on this campus. I mean, that's one thing. We should try and have more activities for everyone to do so they won't go home like as much. But it seems like nowadays, like the younger group that's come in from, I know when I was a freshman, I know when this group came in as a freshman, a lot of kids think that they're tough guys and stuff like that, and they kind of like, they're into their own world. They're into doing what they want to do. They don't even want to go to a sporting event or even go see something like a play or something at the Fine Arts Building or see someone sing or do anything.
So what do you think we as students here at Rider should do in order to get the attitude, a little bit better and to get people motivated? You say motivation's a big part, but maybe not everyone has self-confidence, but maybe we can motivate them, So what kind of things do you think we should do in order to get things in a better way?
I know when freshmen come in and they see upperclassmen who are leaders, they're overwhelmed. They're like, well, when I get to that level, then I'll become a leader like them. But freshmen have to realize that these upperclassmen leaders were once freshmen as well,
right.
And they started the ball in motions then, as far as to get to where they are now. So I think we need to jump on the freshmen, so to speak, as soon as they get in and let them know that they can do what they want to do now. And hopefully by them knowing this, they'll go further as their sophomores, juniors, and seniors.
Like we all went through orientation together. So do you think maybe there should be something, within the orientation program, with teaching them some sort of like leadership skills and maybe going for the gold and doing something towards the leadership way? Do you think that, Katie?
Or even maybe if they just had, say, people who want to get involved, people raise their hand, they write down a list, and then maybe it's someone's job to get them involved somewhere on campus, because it's very hard as a freshman. You're very intimidated, especially in college, I think more than high school, to get involved.
So you're saying then maybe we should have something within the
Yeah,
orientation?
but just kind of match them up, see where they want to go, see what their interests are. I'm sure everyone wants to, majority of people want to do good and help out somewhere. I
Okay.
think that we just need to show them where.
What were you going to say, Evan? You had something to say about that?
Oh, well, more like the same lines. It's just getting people involved, just making them know that Rider's a good place to be at, and how they can make themselves better by like staying here once in a while instead of going home.
I think also the older people need to involve the freshmen, show them what they do, show them how they got involved, and kind
Do you
of encourage
think,
them.
with the exception of you three, do you think that maybe we gave a bad example of, because now you have incoming freshmen, and it seems like now everything's changing. Like and you see the lack of people doing things. You see lack of sporting events. I know at your games that there's always a certain amount of people there, and it's never like a lot of people. What do you think? Maybe could we do to, instill these things on the freshmen to get them to go to sporting events, or even to programs like Jeremy puts together? Thank you, Jeremy, Evan, and Katie. And thank you for another segment of Rider Student Leaders. I'm Margaret Fontana. Good night.